Hi, Akkad Daily. Our team reviewed your content and unfortunately we think that it violates our harassment, threats and cyberbullying policy. We've removed the following content from YouTube. Video. Why did the SJWs try to normalise paedophilia? That's an old video. It's like 6 months old, something like that. I didn't think it was harassing, threatening or cyberbullying anyone. I don't actually respond to an individual in it. I'm talking about an aggregate of news articles and think pieces where they're trying to defend and normalize pedophilia. And I think that's a fair statement to have made. And it's very interesting how this has happened now, but it is preventing me from uploading to my YouTube channel for the next week. I've appealed it, but I'm not really very hopeful because the YouTube appeal system is hardly something that often works in your favor. But the question is why? Why is this happening? What the hell is going on? And I'm sure you've heard by now about the Streisand effect that caused by Twitter's censorship of the New York Post and the smoking gun emails, as Donald Trump says here, about Hunter Biden and his dealings with China. He was working with CPEC, I think it is, but it was a Chinese energy company or something like that. An industrialist is worth $40 million a year and ended up going bankrupt. And Hunter Biden seems to have been getting somewhere in the realm of $10 million a year from this Chinese company. Why? Who knows? I'm sure the New York Post are currently trying to publish more and more leaks from the emails that were apparently got after Hunter Biden took his laptop to be repaired and never picked it up. And so, for some reason, the FBI took it, and then Rudy Giuliani leaked the emails to the New York Post. I can't comment on whether these things are true or not. I have no idea, but that's the story as I understand it. But it was such a triggering event that Twitter decided that the link to the New York Post article would not be allowed to be shared on their site, either in direct messages or in tweets. And they started censoring people for doing it. And after Kayleigh McEnany's account was locked for having shared this, the House Judiciary GOP Twitter account, so an official government Twitter account, the House Committee on the Judiciary for the Republicans, they decided to put it on the official government websites, republicansjudiciary.house.gov. And Twitter censored that too. Quite staggering. Quite staggering indeed. I mean, I don't know why Twitter thinks that they can just censor the US government and that will be just hunky-dory. Nothing will happen from this. This seems to be obviously partisan. I mean, there are lots of other leaked email scandals like that have gone on. I mean, nothing else. You can't identify a Republican aimed scandal that Twitter has suppressed. And the thing is, this would probably make Hillary Clinton and the WikiLeaks scandal, they would probably make that something that couldn't be shared on Twitter either. But Twitter posted after this went on for ages, frankly, it went on for hours, and people were like, hang on, no one can do this. This is crazy. Twitter Safety said, well, hang on. What it was, guys, is we don't allow the dissemination of hacked materials on the site. But the materials weren't hacked. They were lawfully obtained by the FBI and given to the New York Post by Rudy Giuliani, which no one is alleging is illegal. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know. But I don't think you can really classify that as hacking. And, I mean, locking the Twitter account of like Kayleigh McEnany, the White House press secretary and things like this, like these are important roles. And maybe you should have some form of interface between these people. I mean, even if you're just taking the post down, locking them out of their account seems a bit extreme. But Jack then went on to publicly chastise his own company on Twitter. Our communication around our actions on the New York Post article was not great. That's one way of putting it, Jack. And blocking URL sharing via tweet or DM with zero context as to why we're blocking unacceptable. Yes, Jack. Yeah, you can say that, but the thing is, these things are still blocked, aren't they? Like, people still can't share that New York Post article. In fact, 2 New York Post articles. And I imagine there will be more that will be blocked on Twitter by the time this video goes onto BitChute, because obviously I can't put it on YouTube. But the point is, this seems like it's the the season of political censorship, as we are under a month away from the election. I don't know who Red Pill 78 is, corruption detector, but on Twitter he had 150,000 followers, and I suspect, there was an openly partisan thing that was taken down by the Team Trump partisans because they were calling Joe Biden a liar who'd been ripping off our country for years. As it relates to the New York Post article, and this was taken down, Adam Friend is calling this election tampering, which seems fair to me. But anyway, there seems to have been an absolute purge. This is a list of what I'm going to guess are kind of like QAnon style channels, and as you can see here, Mouthy Buddha has had his channel removed. I don't know why exactly. I'm guessing it's something to do with the trend that Facebook decided to set by banning QAnon conspiracy theories. They're also banning Holocaust denial on Facebook now, which, I mean, you would have thought was already banned just because of the nature of the subject, but Mark Zuckerberg had actually come out and made a spirited free speech defense in defense of Holocaust denial, saying that while he didn't agree, and he is Jewish himself, he still thought that they held sincere convictions, even if they were mistaken. And I think that the worst thing you can say really about QAnon that would be fair and accurate is that that's the case also. I think the QAnon people, whether they're right or wrong, at least I believe that their convictions are held sincerely. But I don't believe that Mouthy Buddha is necessarily someone who you would call QAnon, but he had made videos about elite paedophile trafficking rings, so who knows, maybe that's all it takes. And this is why I include this information at the beginning, because I think that I seem to have been caught up in the same thing. I'm not someone who supports QAnon. I don't oppose it either. I frankly didn't really understand it, and it seemed Byzantine, and it's just not my thing. And so I guess I've been just caught up in it, but it was inevitably going to happen. I'm not in any way glad to see them deleting the QAnon stuff. I suspect that Jeffrey Epstein is the tip of an iceberg. I mean, he must have been trafficking those kids to someone, and with the amount of money that he had, it must have been people with a fair amount of cash themselves. But it doesn't matter, does it? Because this is just the purge, the obvious purge. And I could only find this from the Indian Express, because this is only like 2 hours old. This has all just happened today. But apparently YouTube is following Facebook banning QAnon, but with caveats. What were the caveats? YouTube's ban is an attempt to stamp out the conspiracy without hindering a massive volume of news and political commentary on its service. Well, you've already managed to do that, YouTube. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I only am concerned about the things we can prove. And yet I am banned from posting to YouTube for a week. Again, I'm guessing that the bot and the algorithm just scythed along and you managed to hit those people that you weren't trying to. But even then, I don't think you should be deleting any of these people. I don't think... Prove them wrong. Argue the case. It seems there might be some problems out there. But anyway, context matters, etc., etc. But so I don't know, and I don't care. I'm just tired of it. I'm just really tired of living under the sword of Damocles on YouTube, and just the way that Silicon Valley treats the users. It encouraged everyone to be like, hey, you can make a career doing this. This will be good. We're going to share the ad revenue. We're going to promote your video. You're going to get, people will see it. You'll connect with an audience. And then it's like, well, actually, no. And don't get me wrong, it was our fault, really, for putting us, for choosing to sit down in the seat and saying, hey, sure, we'll take the Faustian bargain. How bad could it be? Well, it's quite bad. And I'm glad that my site's coming along nicely. We did a live stream test to the Discord today. It went very well. Everyone seemed to think it was okay, small tweaks here and there. And well, you could do this, you could do that. Yeah. But generally it was okay. And I'm quite happy about it. But if you'd like to support the channel, I should have got this up. You can check out our merch store. We are going to be closing this when the new site goes live, and we'll create a new store with new merch, with different branding and whatnot. So if you'd like to get any of this will all become sort of legacy collector's items. You won't be able to get these anymore, at least not official ones from us. I mean, you can get knockoffs from anywhere, but a knockoff is never as good as the authentic, genuine original, is it? But yeah, so if you'd like to support the channel, you can definitely check out our merch store. It'll be pinned and linked in the description, and I'll see you in the next video on BitChute. now, because what choice do I have? See you guys.